This is Eivin Kilcher from the Kilcher Homestead YouTube channel. Along with Sparrow, my daughter, we're on a 2-night, 3-day trip to go and hike China Poot
Well, look how
Mountain.
pretty the water is.
It's a pretty cool hike that I've done before. I did it with Finley when he turned 8, and now Sparrow wants to do it too. We are going deep into the Alaskan wilderness, climbing to the tippy top of a very steep mountain. You want to follow along on that adventure? Stay tuned. There's some cabins around here. Just a general ranger station with information and tons of good stuff. We're gonna go inside and look at the trail map. Looks like it's locked right now. That's okay. There's some cool stuff going on in there. We're 2.8 to the China Poot Lake campsite. That's where we're going.
How many miles is that?
Poot Peak is 4.2. So it's 2.8 to the lake. And then another, what's that? Another about 1.6 miles past there to the lake, or to the peak.
Okay, so how many miles to the lake?
2.8, a little less than 3. Yeah, 2.8 miles, a little bit less than 3 miles to the lake, which is where we're camping tonight. And then from there, it's another 1.6 to the peak, and then back down, another 1.6 back to the lake. And we're gonna sleep there again tomorrow night, and then hike back out Sunday midday. That's our plan.
Can I go on this one?
Sure.
Oh, it looks like it broke.
Go for it.
What?
Go for it.
Okay, it just broke on that side. And that one too.
So Sparrow and I were just talking about our backpacks and how we both feel like we're carrying pretty good loads. I feel like I'm carrying just the right amount of weight. She feels like she's carrying just the right amount of weight, which is pretty good. And then I was talking about my backpack, and I ripped it a little bit. I'm gonna have to fix it. One of the straps ripped a little bit, and how I said this backpack is the best backpack ever made, and you can't even get it anymore. It's so good. They stopped making it, and Arc'teryx stopped making it, which I'm pretty bummed out about, honestly, because it is one of the greatest backpacks ever made. Such a cool backpack. It was actually in one of the Bourne movies, I think like the Bourne Legacy, but Arc'teryx stopped making it. And I actually called them one year and I was like, why did you guys stop making this backpack? And they kind of told, and I said, it was the greatest backpack ever built. And they're like, we know, it really was the greatest backpack ever built. But they said it was just, they said they ran out of the material, but that to me just says, I think that they ran out of the material for a price point that people could afford, because it's true. This was an expensive backpack in its day. One of the most expensive backpacks that you could buy. But I bought it anyways at about $500 price tag, because it was so far and above any other backpack that had ever been built, that I had ever seen that had ever been built. And I've never looked back twice, never looked back once. And so I am a little disappointed that they don't make it anymore, because the technology that was put into this backpack was pretty cool. So maybe by me talking about this, they will, Arc'teryx or somebody else will make a backpack as good as this one is. It's called the Arc'teryx Arrakis, and it's made with like ballistic waterproof nylon backpack with custom molded plastic inserts. I could go on and on about the technology that's put into this dry bag backpack and how comfortable it is, how streamlined it is, but I don't think I need to do any more. My point just being, please, someone out there, try to recreate this backpack, because whoa, I almost slipped. There's still a market for it. So as you can see here, I'm carrying a pistol with me. There's a lot of different ways you can defend yourself or, you know, have to protect yourself in the unwanted event of running into a predator, a brown bear, or a black bear, or something like that. And I, with my kids around, I used to just carry flares and bear spray and stuff, but once I started having kids and hiking with the kids, I kind of felt like I wanted what, for me, felt like the greatest option for defending myself, my family, against some kind of a threat situation like that. It's kind of one of those things where I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And I've heard about enough very scary bear encounters where people wish that they had them and been mauled, and stories of people that had them and it saved their lives. So anyways, that's why I have it. I practice with it, I train with it, I shoot with it. So I definitely know how to use it. The blueberries, I think, were a little bit more ripe when I was here with Finley. Yeah. China Poot Lake, 2.4 miles. So that's kind of like from the end of Kilcher Road all the way to the beach and back to our house. That's how far we have to go today.
But we've already done some, so. We
have. Well, yeah, but that sign said 2.4 from there, so. Oh, it's true, because it said 2.8. So we've already gone 0.4. That's pretty good.
So it's like going down to the beach?
It's like going from our house to the beach and back. Yeah. That's probably about right. Maybe a little bit further than that. Maybe it's like, yeah, walking from like Aka's to the beach and back. It's probably about that far.
Can I take a seat on it?
Of course. So far, I think we're not quite half a mile into our hike yet. There's definitely some mosquitoes. I've seen it worse than this, though. For mosquitoes, it's not so bad. But it helps if we keep moving. If you keep moving, you stay kind of ahead of the bugs. If you stop, they start munching on you. We didn't bring any bug dope. I don't really like that stuff too much. But yeah, we've got head nets, long sleeve shirts, and that kind of stuff we can always put on if they get to be real bad. So we just found this tree here. It's all stripped. That's porcupines that do that. They do that so they can eat the cambium layer, which is this layer here. And it's just a real juicy, kind of sugary layer. There's a lot right here too. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good tree.
It is good, isn't it? That's why the porcupines ate this tree. So the cambium layer of a tree is where lots of sugars and nutrients for the tree flow up the tree. And porcupines can kill a tree if they strip it entirely. But that one didn't look like it was completely stripped, so it might survive. It might not, though. The amount we took is nothing compared to what the porcupines just did. And wherever the bark has been removed, that basically, that part of the tree is gonna have a real hard time living for a while, whether the cambium layer is there or not. So when I was a kid, the forest back here was massive trees, big, much bigger than these even. And in like 1996, 7, and 8, bark beetles flew. The beetles flew through this area. And I'm not talking about the band. I'm talking about these little bugs, these little beetles, and they flew in numbers ranging into the billions, hundreds of billions probably, maybe more. And it basically wiped out like 95% of all the trees.
How do you know
in all of this area
How do you know that, Dad?
died. Found them. What are they, Sparrow?
Chicken of the woods.
That's right, chicken of the woods. These are a great big shelf mushroom. These are a great big shelf mushroom that grow in Alaska, and they're edible. Chicken of the woods. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna pick them and eat them. We have plenty of food.
Aw.
Maybe on the way down. But these ones do look really good still. Wow, they're just glistening with water.
Pick them.
Because I don't want to carry them up the mountain. And they're really best cooked with, you know what? Guess.
Butter.
Butter. And we don't have any butter. That's what makes them really good.
How do we not have any butter?
That's a good question. Brown sugar and butter and oatmeal. That's like probably like the best trail snack there is, especially for exporting a lot of calories. Calorie density of butter and sugar, it's hard to get anything with a higher calorie density than that. But I didn't bring any.
So nice not having a backpack. When do you think I should wear a backpack?
You can wear your backpack again in a little while. I don't mind carrying it for you some.
Okay.
One time Mom hiked up to the lake with some of her girlfriends, and I came to pick them up after when they were hiking down, and I got to the dock a little bit before them, and I decided to hike up the trail to see if I could find them and just meet up with them part way. And didn't really have any good shoes, so I just went barefoot, and I was running up the trail barefoot, and I ran up quite a ways, and I saw so many black bears that day. I saw like 6 black bears in the first mile of the trail all along in here. And I think a lot of that was because I was so quiet, because I was barefoot. But every one of them I saw, as soon as I saw it, it saw me, it took off running in the other direction. So, but that was the most black bears I had ever seen in like a 1.5 hour period of time.
How many people you saw that?
I think I saw 6. There it is. Yep. We're still quite a ways away, but we're getting close to the lake actually. The lake is just at the base of the mountain down in there. Yep, that's the mountain we're going up. Kind of go up over along this ridge, along this side.
What is this
up to that ledge.
Like eggs on
then up to the peak.
What is this stuff that looks like eggs on ferns?
Seeds.
Seeds?
That's
Can
where
I
they grow
eat
their
them?
seeds. Yeah. Ferns are edible. Fiddlehead ferns. Although they're best in the springtime. They kind of stop being so edible after a while, or so palatable, I should say.
Why?
No, they're hard. They become too hard for your body to digest to get anything out of them.
Because you'll eat them though, right?
Yeah, they won't hurt you to eat. You just won't get anything out of them. Kind of like eating grass. It's not poisonous, but you just don't get anything out of it after a while.
You get stuff out of ferns?
Well, you get nutrients from it when they're little. Your body can break them down easier.
Oh.
And so you get more out of it. But when they're this old, it's too woody, too tough. You don't get any nutrients. I just found a Steller's jay feather. They actually shimmer in the light. I'm gonna stick it in Sparrow's hat. Each one kind of looks like the hood of a monk's robe. Monk's hood. Very poisonous. 0.8. 0.8. See the dot? Dot 8. China Poot Lake. China Poot Lake Trail. Moose Valley Trail's that way.
Wait, so how many
China
do
Poot
we
Lake.
have left?
0.8. We have 8 bites out of a sandwich.
So
If a
8
sandwich, if you get-
miles left?
No, 0.8. If a whole sandwich is 1 mile,
we have 8
we have 8 pieces of it left. Out of, if there's 10 pieces in the whole sandwich, 10 bites, We still have to eat 8 bites. It's a little less. Imagine if you cut a sandwich.
A little less than 1 mile.
That's right, a little less than 1 mile left. So the pistol I have on me is called an FN 510 Tactical, and it's got a Leupold Delta Point Pro optic on it, and a TLR Streamlight 7, TLR 7 Streamlight on it, flashlight. And I kind of put this gun together after last year we had a bear get into our goat house and maul one of our goats, and it ended up dying as a result of being mauled. And I just, I have all my firearms usually locked up in a big safe. We heard the goats getting attacked by something in the middle of the night, and I ran out there, and it was gonna take too much time to get into my gun safe, and we thought maybe it was just a goat had fallen down and been hurt or something. Didn't necessarily know it was being mauled by a bear inside of the goat house. Anyways, we went out there, saw the bear, ran back in the house, tried to get a gun, got the gun out. By the time I came back out, the goat was pretty well messed up and the bear was gone. So I changed up my routine a little bit and got a much easier safe to get into that's more accessible. And then I kind of put this pistol together. It's a 10mm pistol and high capacity magazine. It holds 23 rounds in the gun. And then I've got the red dot on it, makes it a little bit easier for target acquisition in the dark. And I also put a flashlight on it for that same reason, that if you're actually gonna have to use it in the dark, what are you gonna do? So I carry it in a chest holster when I'm doing this type of stuff. Makes it easy and accessible. Chest holster is made by gunfighters, and it's called the Kenai chest holster. These are great, pretty comfortable, real rugged chest holsters. So I hope it's one of those things that you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And so that's why I carry a pistol when I'm doing stuff like this, because there are bears, and sometimes you do run into those situations. I have never had to shoot a bear, and I hope to never have to, but I do practice with the pistol. I train with it, target shoot with it a lot, and feel pretty confident and competent in its use. So that's why I have it, and that's what it is, because I know ultimately I'll get some questions. Yeah, we're coming up to the river, which flows into the lake, and there's a big bridge to cross. That's pretty exciting.
Dada,
What?
if you shot a bear, would you carry it or would you just leave it?
That's a very good question. If I had to shoot a bear, well, if I had to shoot a bear for defense of life and property, I'd have to tell the state parks people about it. I do have a bear tag on my hunting license, so I guess technically I could keep it, the bear. Look at this, we made it to a creek with a log bridge.
Wow.
It's a little creek, huh? Got like 3 more bites. I'm trying to break up decimal points so the Sparrow understands them, and I kind of came up with a system. I said, if there's a sandwich and it takes 10 bites to eat the sandwich, then each one of those bites is 1/10 of a mile. So right now we're down to like 0.3 miles left to the lake, which is where we're gonna spend the night tonight. So that means we have 3 bites of that sandwich. We've already eaten 7 of them. And we have 3 bites left. Whoa, this one's tricky. That's what I remember last time.
That's not that tricky.
It gets tricky.
It is, but this is easy. Ooh, that looks like a nice creek to swim in.
Yeah, it's beautiful clear water, isn't it?
Yeah.
We got China Poot Lake, public use cabin, 350 feet that way. China Poot Lake campsite, 0.2 miles. We still got a little ways to go, 2 more bites of sandwich. Poot Peak North, 0.5. And Poot Peak South Route, 1.3. That's what we're doing tomorrow. Is that Poot Peak South Route is 1.3 tomorrow. We have 0.2 left.
Still 2.
Still 2. Yep.
Oh, you said we had 1.
Well, I was wrong. Let me get a time check here. Let's see, it's 5 o'clock, which is, you know, dinner time in just a little while. I thought I heard somebody. A lot of these plants are pushki. These big leafy ones are all pushki, and some people call it cow parsnip, but I think it's a slightly different variety than the cow parsnip, and it is kind of nasty. It's these big leafy ones all around me here with the great big white flowers. The juice, they're kind of like, it grows like celery, and the juice, if it gets on you, not everybody is not allergic to it, but most people are allergic to it, I would say. Every once in a while I'll meet somebody that's not allergic to it, but the juice gets on you and it gives you like a chemical burn. So we try to avoid it. But it washes off with water, so it's not like a poison oak or poison ivy type thing. So here we go. Let's see, 2.6 back to the 2.6 miles back to the ranger station. That's where we came from earlier today. And the lagoon and the ranger station. And now we are basically at the cabin. There's a public use cabin up here, which we are not staying in tonight, but I think Sparrow's grandpa actually is, Eve's dad, with some friends of his, so they might be here. And there's an outhouse. Do you need to use the outhouse?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, great. Let's do it. Here's another interesting plant of Alaska. It's called Devil's Club, and it has some gnarly spines on it. These spines too, they get in your skin, and there's actually a little bit of toxin in them that causes infection fairly quickly. But they're not that hard to get out. So you just need a needle or something to kind of pick them out.
Like go bushwhacking through them and you get a ton? That is hard.
That is hard to get out. That's true. If you get a, Sparrow says if you go bushwhacking through them and you get a ton of them, then it's hard to get them all out because they can be so tiny that they're hard to find. Right on the edge of the lake, it's the exact same spot where Finley and I set up our tent 2 years ago. And there's the mountain. There's the mountain. This is the ledge on the side of the mountain. We're gonna play a game called Tap Tap. Actually, it's a European card game, and it's basically exactly like Uno. 8s are the wild cards, and then you've got 2s, which if someone plays a 2, you have to draw 5 cards. If someone plays a 10, that reverses the direction, which doesn't actually apply when it's just a 2-person game because it's just back and forth anyways. And an ace, another person can play. If you lay down an ace, you can play another card of the same suit on top of it. We deal out 5 cards. 5, 5. You flip the top one over, and it's a king. So on top of that, Sparrow's turn. She can play a king, or another heart, or an 8, and change the suit. That's what she can play. Ooh, see that? There's an ace and a 7. So I can play a 7 of any suit. I can play a heart, or I can play an 8. And I'm gonna play the Queen of Hearts. So now Sparrow can play a queen, a heart, or an 8, because an 8's the wild card.
Or I could play a joker.
Or a joker, which is another wild card.
Which is an 8 actually.
And so since she couldn't play, she drew a card because she didn't have anything to put down. You also don't have to play. That's a little bit of the strategy of the game. You can hold cards if you want to. Nobody is looking at your hands, so there's nobody saying what you have to play or don't have to play. But ultimately, you're trying to get rid of all 5 of your cards, and when you have 1 left, you tap tap or say tap tap, kind of like Uno.
How that works.
Instead in Uno, you say Uno, but in this game, you can tap tap or
this.
say tap tap. Okay, it's your turn. You
I'm
need
gonna
to go.
tap tap on that thing. Doesn't hurt as much as that. Didn't do anything again.
Ah, so she drew another card. I can play a 3 of hearts. Ooh. Spades. So she played the 3 of spades on top of a 3 of hearts. They're both 3s. And then I played spades. Tap, tap. So I'm down to 1 card. And I win with a king on top of a king. You could have played it and changed it. That's how you play tap tap. If she had played a 2, I would have had to draw 5 cards, or if I had played a 2, she would have had to draw 5 cards. And that's how you play tap tap. It's kind of a fun game. And it's kind of a way to play an Uno-like game when all you got is a deck of cards. If you're playing with a lot of people, you can play with 2 decks. And that's a good way to do it too. We played some cards. We ate some dinner. And believe it or not, it is 9:36 p.m. Would you believe that? Look outside right now. The sun is still pretty high in the sky.
It's
Summertime
so
in Alaska. Sun's not going down for an hour still, but I am tuckered out. So we are gonna play 1 more game of cards and go to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. And we will make some breakfast. We got all of our food actually is inside of a bear box. There's a metal bear box not far away from us. And we're gonna get our food out, have some breakfast, put most of our food back in the bear box, and hike up the mountain. So, signing off. See you guys in the morning. Well, I forgot to turn on the camera yet this morning, but we are up. We actually got up and had breakfast, and we wanted to actually let the grass was really, really wet, so we haven't started hiking yet. We had breakfast, we let the plants dry out a little bit, and we played some more cards. I taught Sparrow how to play poker. We were playing 7-card stud, draw twice, suicidal kings are wild, and we were playing with Snickers bars and licorice, and Sparrow cleaned me out. We're getting on the trail. Time to pack up and get out of here. We are on the way. It's 1.2 miles. Oh, there's a squirrel. 1.2 miles to the summit, it says, or something. 1.2 miles to the mountain, 1.2 miles to the summit, not exactly sure. But we are heading out. We're going this way. We came from that way yesterday, spent the night at the lake. Now we're headed this way to the summit of the mountain. So I just gave Sparrow a little instruction on how to use my inReach. It's a Garmin product. It's a satellite texting device that makes it so you can send a message from anywhere in the world, even when you don't have cell phone signal. And the message will go out and get received by, we texted Eve and we say we are having fun. But in an emergency, it has an SOS button on the side of it. So for instance, if I got hurt, Sparrow knows how to get a message out now to first responders, which is pretty important. Not so long ago, I was on a glacier trip with some people and I had to leave early. But some of the other folks stayed out there and they did end up in an emergency situation where they needed to get out of there. They needed emergency extraction, and the Coast Guard ended up, or not the Coast Guard, the National Guard ended up and going out and plucking them out. But one of the takeaways from that whole experience was how important it is to actually press the SOS button on the side of the device. They texted me and they said, that morning and they said, hey, we are in a bad situation, in a bad storm, and we need to get out of here. And they needed to be evacuated. And so I kind of started getting the ball rolling with that, and I communicated with the Alaska State Troopers and then the Alaska Dispatch Coordination Center, which is the National Guard. And everybody kept saying, in order for them to be located properly, they needed to press the button on the side of the inReach. And so I really thought, okay, well, I know where those guys are. I've got the message, I've got their satellite coordinates, their GPS coordinates and everything, and I can communicate this response. And that was part of the reason they sent the message to me, was because they wanted me to coordinate the response, which I tried to do. But until those guys actually pressed the button, you know, it was still kind of a second, third hand hypothetical situation without the exact coordinates of their location being sent via the device. So it's really, really important that if you have a satellite texting communication device that has that emergency SOS button on the side of it, it's very important that if you are the person stuck in that bad situation, that you're the one that actually presses the button and you're not trying to coordinate with a civilian back in the real world to do that job for you. So that's why I just showed Sparrow how to do it, how to use it, and God forbid we don't actually end up in that situation, but knowledge is power. So here we go, moving on towards the peak of the mountain. Looks like this sign's been chewed on by bears more than once. This used to say Wozniacki River, 2.3 miles that way, and something trailhead that way. This one, Poot Peak Trail North route, is that way. That's the route we want to take.
We're going that way?
Yep, we're going that way.
It's actually not that bushy.
Not yet. You're right, it's not that bushy yet, is it? But it might be soon. When we got to the lake yesterday, it was really windy, which was nice. It's not so windy today, but I'm hoping that the wind's gonna pick up in the afternoon. That's pretty typical in our area. With all these mountains and stuff, that over the course of the day, the wind picks up. So hopefully later on, it'll be windier and it'll keep some of the mosquitoes off of us. Lose the trail almost through here. Yeah, you just got to a better spot, didn't we?
So, are we probably close to the ledge?
We're getting closer to it, for sure.
The ledge is kind of close to the top, though.
It is kind of close to the top. We see it before we get to it, so we'll see the ledge and then we still have to hike to it, so still a little ways away. Taking a little break, then we're gonna make another big push up to the ledge here in a minute.
This is a really nice rock to sit on.
Sure is. We're getting tired.
The mosquitoes are finding me. I want to keep going.
All right, let's do it. There's the ledge. You gotta get on top of that, and then it's one more push up to the summit from there. We've got a good view of some mountains here in the distance. Way off there in the distance is Mount Iliamna, and then there's another one past that spruce tree over there called Mount Redoubt, and those are both dormant volcanoes. You know, they could stay asleep for 1,000 years, 5,000 years, or they could erupt in 2 weeks. You never know. Probably not 2 weeks though. Usually you start to see rumblings. There's earthquakes and there's stuff that starts happening that start indicating.
Just happened. Well, not just, but it was a big one.
It was an earthquake, huh? But usually they're earthquakes that are like isolated and located at those mountains. They actually have sensors all over those mountains. Scientists do to try to tell if they're about to erupt.
Oh my gosh. It's like walking on a treadmill that you very slowly can actually move.
It's better over here. Go over here. Walk on that. down there. That's where a boat is anchored.
Where's the lake?
It's over there.
Huh. We'll probably be able to see it. I'm guessing when we get up to the top.
Yeah, we'll be able to see it. We are almost to some snow. Sparrow wants to put some down on her neck. I think it's a great idea. Sounds like a good way to cool down.
Oh, I'm so close. Oh gosh, there's so many mosquitoes on it.
Oh yeah, look at them all, huh? They might be flies too. They might not be mosquitoes. They might be...
It feels so good. It's snow and it's summertime.
Oh, that feels good. Oh yeah, right at the base of my skull. Sure feels good. Yeah. Put some snow on your neck?
Yeah.
Feel good?
Yeah.
It's cold, huh?
Oh, it's going down my shirt.
Okay. Yeah, scree is hard to go up through, but easy to come down through.
Once you learn how to go down through.
Yeah, once you learn how. Another sign that the bears chewed on. It says Wozniacki Trail. I think that's 1.1 or it could be 11 miles. Kept going that way. And this, I think, is China Poot North Route with an arrow saying up. And that means we are close. This is the ledge right there. We get up on that, and then this is the summit, which is probably another, I don't know, maybe a little bit more than 1/10 of a mile. Like 1.5 bites of sandwich left, Sparrow. We're getting close. Yeah, it's tall all right. Here, drink some water. You gonna take another break on that rock? Okay. Yeah, boat's leaving now. I wonder if that's the same boat. That could be Dado's boat too, just finally leaving. Almost there. Wish it were windy.
That's not windy up there.
It is very annoying. The bugs are gonna get us. It's the last bite of our sandwich.
Is there a crack in between those? Can't tell.
No, you can walk over there.
Can you go to the tippy tip?
Yeah.
Easy rock climb.
Stay away from the edge.
I know.
Drop it back.
Yeah, this is nice.
About probably a 300-foot vertical drop right there. Uncle Brett, he'd jump off of that with his parachute.
What?
Well, probably not actually.
Why?
Because it's just with the bare minimum. You need like at least 200 feet. I asked him one time, I was like, would you survive? Is that enough height? I asked him, is that enough height to base jump off of? And he said, barely. Those boats are probably going back in to go fishing back into China Poot Creek. So you can see where the lake goes out right there, down to the creek. Oh, so this is China Poot Lake right here. This is China Poot Lake. And the creek goes out right there and it flows down into that bay. And that is where we go dip netting for fish. If you guys have watched some of our other videos, then you would know that there's a spot down in there where we go dip netting for salmon. We do it every year, and that's how we kind of stock our freezers with salmon. And so this is kind of all different perspective on the same area, which is kind of cool. We're gonna make a push for the summit now. Got a good view of the summit behind me here.
No.
Probably, what's that? 380, 400 feet probably up to the summit. And it's gonna be a bit of a push. Yeah, when we come down through that, that's where we go screeing. Four. We're almost there. Oh. We did it, Sparrow. You did it. You did it. You did it.
Isn't that the top of the mountain?
There's kind of 3 tops, yep. It's actually kind of like a ridge. Peek up here first.
There's so mosquitoes.
There's so many bugs up here, I know. I was hoping all day that we'd get up here and it would be windy. And there is not a breath of wind, and there's a billion mosquitoes. So down here, you guys saw one of my videos recently, went bear hunting with my brother-in-law. That's the river we floated out after we got the black bear all the way out to the ocean over there. Yes, here. There you go. Give it a shake. Let's go sit up on the peaky peak over here. And then we'll get our raincoats out. Although Mom doesn't get the best cell phone service from Cotton, but we'll see. Hi. Can you hear us? Hi.
Oh, I can.
Get
Hi, I should move down to the beach so I have better service.
Okay.
We're at the top of the mountain.
You made it to the top? That's amazing.
She did.
So amazing.
She's a little trooper. It was hard work. Heinous how many mosquitoes there are up here.
I don't know.
I know. I know. It's a total bummer. Here, eat that. So, we're not going to spend too much. We're not going to spend too much time up here.
I thought, let's go down to the beach for a better service. Oh my goodness, you poor thing. That's a bummer. But
she did it.
Interesting, it's no wind.
I know, not a breath of wind. It's really lame. Yesterday was very windy when we got to the lake.
Oh, nice.
But today there is no wind.
Oh yeah. There's like plenty of wind down here at the beach.
Really? What?
Yeah.
What the heck? I forgot to bring 2 more breakfasts for tomorrow.
No way.
Yeah, but we've got plenty of food. We've got plenty of food.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I set out all those breakfasts for you.
I know. I don't know what I did. I just, for some dumb reason, I was like, yeah, I got it. Dinner, breakfast, good. Yeah.
Well, I hope it gets windier for you guys.
I know. I asked the mountain for wind. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see, huh?
Yeah, we'll see.
Alrighty. Oh, good job, guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, we love you.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, how can you be filming both?
Just looking at us. Just looking at the view past us. Pretty good view up here. It's a panoramic view. Off in the distance here, all the way over there. That's the Kilcher Homestead. I can see the grassy fields of the homestead. Over here is the Homer Spit. Over there.
Oh, it's way over.
In the town of Homer. And the Kenai Mountains behind me. Sparrow, I want to say how proud I am of you for getting all the way up here. You do anything that's hard, you just need to remember that just dig in, dig deep, and you can accomplish things that almost seem impossible. I'm very proud of you.
Are you gonna eat a mini pizza, and do I have to eat this piece of cheese?
You don't have to eat it if you don't want to. I think you should eat it because it gives you good energy.
I don't want to though.
Well, we made it to the top of the mountain. We got a long ways to go to get back down and back to our boat. So stay tuned, keep watching, because this adventure is not over yet. We ate some food, we called Eve, but we are getting absolutely chewed on by mosquitoes up here, so I would have liked to have spent a little more time on the summit, but I don't want to because the bugs are so bad. So we made it here. I'm so proud of us, but it's time to go down.
How will you get the rope back though?
You just loop it through.
Yeah, will it be long enough, and can you hurry up with it?
I'm trying. Got to do it safe and find the really good spot for it.
What if it came unloose?
Well, it's where we're not hanging off of it. We just are using it for balance. Here we go. Good spot for it. Look at that. That is perfecto. Perfecto mundo. That is a really good nut placement. So I can leave that there. That's gonna stay up there. And we'll just put a loop through a loop of rope through that, and we can just kind of use it for balance as we go down the mountain. We're good. Let's get this loop through here. I just got this looped through here. And just give this some kind of to hold on to a little bit.
Dad, can I go down first?
We're not using it for actual rappelling or anything like that. It's just a little bit of a balance point. We're gonna go down together.
Make him stronger?
You can hold on to it. See, you can get your little hand in there. You kind of got a handle now, and it'll kind of slide down the rope.
Do you need this thing?
No, you're gonna keep that. Okay, it's not gonna move while I'm going down, so you're gonna have to wait for me to go down first. Is it sliding down?
Yeah. Are you gonna go down a little more now?
Yep, and when I pull on it, it doesn't let yours go down. You see that?
I like to grab onto the rope so I can stop myself.
I can stop you. All I have to do is pull on this. I pull on it and it becomes your brakes. So why don't you come down here? Very good.
I didn't pause. Oh, we passed. Now it's like, huh? Where'd it go? I thought
Yeah, we can stay in it a little bit longer down this trail.
No, it just took me off. I didn't try to get off. I feel
Back
like
at
we
camp.
went that way to leave.
Yeah, that's the way we go to leave, but this is the way we go to camp.
Oh, that way I thought it was the way that.
All right, we conquered the mountain. That was our mission objective for today, was make it to the peak of the mountain, and we did it. And I'm so proud of Sparrow. She overcame some hardship.
And it's raining.
And we're getting a little bit of rain as we come back into camp. Oh.
Yes, we're back at our tent. I'm tired. My feet ache.
No, let's go. Let's go lay down for a little bit. Get off of our feet.
Play cards unless you take nap.
Yeah, we're gonna play some cards. Get off of our feet for a little bit. We did about, I think about 3 miles today. I know that's not a lot for some, but it is a lot for some, especially little ones and slightly out of shape ones like me. But I am glad to be back at our tent, and not a moment too soon, because it's actually starting to rain, and we kind of left our tent open a little bit, so it's a good thing we're here. All right, we're gonna take a little nap, I think, and play some cards, one or the other. Getting our dinner. Din. We just took a rest in the tent, or I tried to rest. Sparrow just tortured me the entire time by trying to stick a wet, slimy water bottle down up my shirt. What do we got? Stove, food bag too.
Hey, stove.
We actually have a freeze dryer, so this is mac and cheese that Eve made. That's what Sparrow's having. We've also got some of these just freeze-dried meals left over too from another trip.
Okay, there you go.
And I'm gonna throw a ramen in mine too, just because I want the extra calories. Here, eat some peas and carrots, sweetie. Well, good morning. I just woke up having some coffee. This is night number 2. We just summited the mountain yesterday, and it is looking glorious this morning. Over my shoulder here, you can probably see it. There it is in the background, right there. It took us probably about 7 hours round trip, something like that, 6 hours. So it's definitely a slog a little bit, especially for somebody with short legs and their first big mountain peak in a way. But I'm super proud of her. She did so great. And now we're gonna wake up this morning. She's still sacked out in the tent there behind me, but we're gonna wake up and head back down to the boat. Hopefully get there in not too long. It's about 3 miles out, so it's still a ways to go, but I know we can conquer it. So just gonna have some breakfast, brave the mosquitoes because there are lots of them, and head back down to the boat. Let's head back to the boat. Ranger station, 2.5. Oh, that's actually not as far as we thought it was. It's only 2.5 miles. It's not so bad. Well, let's do it.
Okay.
There it is. This is chicken of the woods mushroom. You can it's kind of meaty like chicken. We can slice it up, cook it in a stir fry, and it's pretty good. We're on the final ascent here. Some stairs.
And netting on boards.
And this leads us right up to the ranger station.
That looks like a bear trail. Yeah. wherever that goes.
No. We made it back to the ranger station, almost to the dock, and to our boat. Come on, you can have more on the boat. We are so close. It's okay. It's okay. We're almost home. We did it. We went from here. You are here at the dock, and we hiked all the way up to that tent site, and then we went the north route all the way up to the summit of Poot Peak, and then we went back. Now we're back right there at the lagoon, at the boat. Hopefully our boat's still here.
See the mountains. Now I can always look at
I'm so happy I did this trip with my daughter. What a cool experience. Did it with Finley when he was 8. Done it with Sparrow when she was 8, and I think she learned a lot. Did you learn a lot, Sparrow?
Yeah.
Look at those salmon berries. What did you learn?
That's right.
What did you learn on this trip?
Really right. I don't know.
That's a classic kid answer. I don't know. I think you learned that you can push harder than you thought you could push. You think you learned that? Maybe.
I learned how to scree.
You learned how to scree. We learned that too. What were you gonna say?
I don't remember. I forgot. How should I remember if I just said I don't remember?
Was it something that you learned?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? That's another classic kid answer, I think. That's a whole tree that fell in the water.
Oh, the whole tree. It looks like a small tree then. These are a giant branch or a small tree.
You go first? You go first.
Oh my gosh, it's steep.
Yeah, it's a little bit steep, isn't it?
I'm glad this thing is grippy. Or I'd be sliding down on my bum right now.
Yeah, this is a great dock ramp.
For some reason it doesn't look like it would be grippy, but for some reason it is. Like I feel like I'm just gonna slide down it, but I think my the little bumps on my shoes grip into it. But I don't actually know how it's gripping. Bugs, we're back!
It's still here.
So long.
Our boat's still here, thank goodness.
And thank goodness he had a good time camping on a new spot.
We made it back to our boat. Are you happy about the trip we did?
Uh-huh.
I'm happy about the trip we did. Thank you guys so much. I hope you're happy about the trip we did. Keep watching our videos. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that. I want to say thank you to everybody that's done that, and thank you to everybody that's watching our videos. We will keep making them as long as you guys keep watching them and sharing them and getting the scene out there from the Kilcher Homestead YouTube channel. We're signing off. We may not have done it the right way, but we sure didn't do it the wrong way. We did it the Kilcher way, which is good enough for us. Yeah. We're signing off.
Now I remember what I was going to say.
What?
Now whenever I look up at the mountain, I know that I hiked the whole thing.
You did. That's right. I'm proud of you. That is a really good thing to know. There we go, folks.